do this. So happy to be here. I love the library. Oh, I love the library. I do, library lovers here. I love it, right? Because everything's free. Right? Free movies, free music, free books. It's like Disneyland for cheap people. I love it. And some people take it for granted. Like I was at the library a few weeks ago, and over the intercom, this girl goes, "The internet's now down for 20 minutes. And some girl at the computer goes, "Jesus, what next?" It's like, what next? Ever thought about waiting? Right? There's books and magazines. It's like the ultimate waiting room. But she couldn't. She got up and she started railing the librarian, and this is what I heard her say. She's like, "You know what? We pay taxes. It's your job to maintain this." And I was thinking, if you depend on the library for your email, you probably don't pay taxes. Safe bet. Well, the library I go to actually lets me take out 50 items, too. 50 items, that's awesome. You know what I could do with 50 items? I could start my own library. And I abuse it, too. I've actually taken out 43 items before. 43, there's no way I'm going through 43 items in 3 weeks. I'm just holding on to shit so other people can't get it at this point. I think as a joke, I should take out 50 books on hoarding. Right? See the look on the librarian's face, like he's an asshole. Once did that bit out west, and it was great, because right after the show, this woman walked up to me, and she's like, "Hey, did you know in Newfoundland they let you take out unlimited items?" I was like, "Holy crap, that's awesome, really? You mean I could walk in a Newfoundland library and be like, 'It's all mine, you could go home early, all right?'" See you in 3 weeks, unless I renew the library. Having such a good year this year. I love everything right now. Everything's good. I got in a relationship this year with a very beautiful girl. Not to brag if anyone here is seeing someone ugly. All right. Yeah, she's even too good looking for me. Like, I swear to God, I've seen her turn down guys I'd fuck, right? And it's weird how you find out about yourself when you're in a relationship. Like, I found out I'm a really jealous boyfriend, right? Because she still talks to her ex. And her ex is actually studying to become a doctor. A doctor. I entertain drunks for approval, all right? And that guy saves lives. And not only that, but he looks just like me, except he's younger and taller. So when I first met him, it was like one of those weird Twilight Zone episodes, you meet your polar opposite, except I was standing like, oh shit, I'm the crappy one. And it sucks, because I'm a professional comic. I tour all the time, so me and her, we have to do things to keep it fresh. Like, I had to try phone sex once. Yeah, I know. Some people use video phones and stuff. I'm still on, like, a cell phone, right? So it's all imagination, and I don't have the imagination for it. I really don't. Like, she gets into it, always on the line, like, "Oh, I want to lick your whole body." And I get nervous, like, "Do you want me to touch your thingy?" You know, like... Yeah, that's how creative I am. And she's really creative. She says stuff I don't even think we could do, right? Yeah, real aggressive stuff, like, "Oh, I want you to twist me into a pretzel and throw me against a wall." And I'm like, "Holy shit, you have weak knees, right? I don't want to hurt you." She really likes romance. I'm not that good at romance. I think it's too expensive. Right? Dinner, flowers. Whatever guy started that, he's an asshole, you know? Not my Facebook friend, that's for sure. Because if I could start that over, I'd take a girl over to my house to build a fort and eat cereal. Way cheaper, right? Show up to the bar like, "Yeah, I got 8 coaches and Fruit Loops. Let's do this." Because that's way more fun, and I feel like romance is sort of dying. Like, I was hanging out with one of my chick friends, and she was telling me that her boyfriend proposed to her in the middle of sex. I know, right? The middle of sex, that's insane. Like, why'd you want to ruin such a special occasion with a marriage proposal? Because I'll be honest, I could never do something like that. I mean, you have to be really confident she's going to say yes. Or really self-centered to keep going if she says no. Can't waste a boner. You get 5 to 6 of those a day. They're special, that's all. I do talk a bit about sex. But one of my pet peeves, I hate when guys brag to me about how much sex they get. Oh, that annoys me. The worst is when they do it in the middle of any conversation, you know? They come up to me like, man, the other night I had Lisa bent over a sink. I'm like, dude, I don't even know you, all right? I was just asking for directions. Worst Walmart greeter ever. So, I come from a family, that's my background. Growing up with 3 other siblings, I had an older brother who was a really cool dude. Very good looking, charming, athletic. And in comparison, when I was young, I used to be fat. I had acne all over my face, and I was very socially awkward. And you know, Jonathan Taylor Thomas had that haircut where you part it down the middle? Yeah, I tried to do that, but I have curly hair, so I turned into a frickin' hornet's nest, right? So I used to be so frustrated. Like, how is this guy my older brother? Like, when he was born, did he take all the good DNA? Right, then I came through, I went through the genetic cupboard, like, what the hell, I get psoriasis. But when I was 20, I found out he had a different father. I know, right? I was so relieved. I was sitting there like, bro, I thought you got the good genetics, you just got the good dad, right? He's beating me at hockey. I'm like, you're just cheating with your super dad genes. Cheater. Yeah, because my parents, they used to compare us all the time, which made me very insecure. Like, they once had a debate on who would win in a fight when I was older, me or my brother Marty, right? And my mom's like, I think Marty will win, because he's a street fighter. And my dad's like, well, I think Mike will win, because he's smarter. Yeah, because apparently my dad's never been in a fight before. Right? Uppercuts, way more effective than algebra. And even then, the only thing I was really good at in school was English. So all I'm bringing to that brawl is Shakespeare. What do I do with that? Getting punched, like, why art thou hurt me? I did have good folks. They didn't tell me much about sex growing up, which was weird because when I was young, I had imagination. I remember when I was 7 years old, my cousin was pregnant. I didn't know how babies were created. Almost my mom told me there was a kid inside her stomach. It scared the hell out of me because I thought she was eating children. Yeah, by 7 months, she was huge. It's like, get this woman a pizza. I could be next. Come on. Coming over to visit, I'm trying to get my little sister to look tastier than me. That's not normal. Standing there like, Kyla, put chocolate syrup all over yourself. She'll be here soon, all right? Like, my parents were so conservative. The only thing they ever told me about the birds and the bees was when I was 9 years old. And this is what they said. They're like, Mike, did you know that you came out because of romance? Yeah, that's it. Like, what do I do with that knowledge? And now I'm just assuming what? My dad handed her a rose and she was so impressed I fell out? Because I know it's tough. Like, I know it's a tough thing to approach your kids with that topic. Like, I met one woman who was so nervous about telling her 16-year-old daughter that instead she offered her 30 grand to keep her virginity until she's 18. I know, 30 grand, that's insane, right? I kept mine for free. I gotta learn some tips from this kid. Are you kidding me? I do have good folks. They didn't tell me, they didn't actually teach me how to cook either, right? Or build. Like, my dad, he's really good with his hands. And he didn't teach me any of that. Like, I swear, at my place, if the toilet doesn't work, I move. You know, these are soft hands. If you high-five me, it's comfortable, all right? And my mom never taught me how to cook either because she was a control freak. She thought I'd mess it all up, right? And, like, sometimes I get her to try to teach me something, but the only thing she'd ever let me do was, like, menial tasks, right? Like, one time she let me cut the tomatoes, you know? So I was just sitting there, I remember just cutting these tomatoes. And right in the middle, she actually flipped out on me. Just looked over, was like, you're cutting them all wrong. Like, it's getting smaller, I can't be that far off, you know? It's not like you handed me a tomato, turned around, looked back, and saw me the bigger tomato. Yeah, and then she's one of those moms, by the time supper starts, you go back to her pleasant self, and she'd like to give me credit. Standing there like, guess who helped me with dinner tonight? That's right, it's my son who's in the corner crying. So needless to say, I had a lot of frozen dinners when I moved out. Which is also the same time I stopped saying grace. You know, because there's nothing more pathetic than thanking the Lord for a hungry man. I love it. My parents, they think we live in a smarter generation, too, because we have the internet, right? My mom's always telling me, oh, you have the internet, you could look up anything. Like, are you kidding me? I think the internet's making me stupid. For that exact same reason, I could look up anything. How do you focus? Right? Just last week, all the time I spent watching midgets dance to rave music, I could learn Spanish, you know? And I had an intelligence scare recently, too. I had to get my wisdom teeth removed. And I was so broke, I went down to the University of Toronto and I let some students do it. I know. I mean, they were dental ones, don't get me wrong. Not like I accidentally walked into a theater class. Like, this guy's very believable. I'll use him. But you're right. Like, it's such a scary scenario because they don't even show you grades. Yeah, like, I was frightened I was going to get some stone slacker whose father paid extra tuition. Right? Some kid who shows up wearing a helmet with some goggles, holding a putter. Standing there. Is that the wisdom teeth? No, that's his nose. I like blue Legos, you know? And it's normal to get your wisdom teeth removed. You get a swollen jaw. When I came to, I also had a black eye. Yeah, I don't even know how the hell I got that. All I know is I was put out and I came back with puffy cheek and a shiner. Ray's standing like he's waking up. Should give us another 5 minutes. Oh, here's one thing I learned recently. I recently went to a porn shop. And get this, they don't even call it porn anymore. They call it adult entertainment, which I think is stupid because kids like it too. And it actually reminded me of the first time I ever got one of those videos. I was in high school and about a 5-hour video. 5 hours. Yeah, I was 12, all right? I couldn't even beat 5 minutes. Like, I still haven't seen the end of that movie. And it's crazy because the more of those movies I got as a kid, the cockier I got hiding them. Like the fourth one I ever got, I actually took the video, put it right back in the cassette collection at my house, and on the label I wrote Educational Documentary of Germany on it. I thought that was a brilliant misdirection. Turns out there is nothing more suspicious in my household than a video with that label. My dad cracked that case right away. He's like, Educational Documentary of Germany? Mike's an idiot. That's gotta be porn. He spelled Germany with a J. I do comedy all over the country, in bars mostly, which is funny because I'm not a big drinker anymore. I only drink on special occasions, like if I run out of weed. Yeah. The odd time I do drink, though, I'm bad at it. I'm such a lightweight. Like, I've seen guys spend like $80 at a bar and still drive home, right? I'll spend $20, I'll walk into 3 trees, you know? And my friends love bragging about how much they could drink. They're always telling me, man, the other night at the bar, I had 12 beers, 4 shots of Jaeger, and a 5th of vodka. I think it's more noteworthy on how much I saved, right? I come back at them all confident, like, yeah, well, I had 4 beers, 1 shot of Jaeger, and I could still afford bail. And one thing I'm really addicted to is caffeine. Oh, I'm a caffeine junkie. It's so bad, I've upgraded to Starbucks, and my drink costs $5.03, and I do it every day. Every day. It's such an underrated addiction, right? You always hear cigarette smokers complaining, oh, I spend $10 a pack. Screw you. I wish I smoked cigarettes. Right? Because at least cigarette smokers share. Can't walk into a coffee shop Jones and like, buddy, I'm really strapped this month. Can I bum a sip?